बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि व आलिहि वसल्लम अल्लाहुम्मा रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि व आलिहि वसल्लम आमीन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। In this lecture, I will discuss the important concepts of probability distribution. For this, I am using the work of one of my best students, Ms. Sayyida Fiza of class 2020, the Lyceum. An important advice for me and for everyone: we must avoid backbiting. Probability distribution. The probability distribution of a discrete random variable is a display of all its possible values and their corresponding probabilities, like this. When a fair die is thrown once, this is the probability distribution for x, the score on the upper face of the die. So score could be 1, 2, 3 till 6 or any number 1 to 6. And these are their corresponding probabilities of these values of x. And the sum of all the probabilities will always be 1 because total probability is always 1. A probability distribution shows all the possible values of a variable, and the sum of all the probabilities is always 1. When defining variables, the variable is usually denoted by a capital letter x, like x is the score on the fair die, and a particular value that the variable takes by a small letter, like this. X can take 1, 2, 3 till 6. So probability x is equal to this. X means the probability that variable x takes the value x. For example, for this number we will write this thing as x take number 2. Where x is a discrete random variable. Discrete probability distribution. Discrete means countable quantities. For example, number of students in a class. Random variable. A quantity whose value depends on chance is known as random variable. There are two approaches, practical approach and theoretical approach. In practical approach, events have already occurred, so we construct frequency distribution and we find mean and standard deviation or variance. Whereas in theoretical approach, events expected to occur and we go for probability distribution and we find expected number or like expected number, expectation, estimate, estimation, they all means mean. And we can also find variance. Like in frequency distribution, we can find mean and variance. So this chapter is of theoretical approach. When an unbiased die is thrown, the probability of obtaining a particular value is 1 upon 6. Unbiased means fair die. This is the formula of the probability. And x can take values from 1 to 6 inclusive. So x can take these values and these are the corresponding probabilities of these numbers. And total probability is always 1. The expected mean or expectation of x is obtained by multiplying each score by its corresponding probability. Then summing. So basically mean is the sum of the product of these numbers. So if you take the sum of the product of these numbers, you will get the mean. 1 times 1 upon 6 makes this, 2 times this, 3 times probability this. When you will add all, you will get this thing. This is the way to calculate mean of probability distribution. The expectation or expected mean can be thought of as the average value or mean value when the number of experiments increases indefinitely. This is the mean of the distribution. Well, for any random variable, sum of all probabilities is 1. This is the formula of expectation. Sigma x px. We can write this formula here. So with the help of this thing, we can write the formula for mean. So mean is denoted by Ex, and the formula will be Ex times Px. So this is the formula of the mean of probability distribution. You multiplied this x with this, and then you take the sum of all results. So x times this is this. So when you will take the sum of all the results, you will get this thing. So this is the formula of mean. Since the power of x is 1 here, so the power of x is 1 here. So if you need Ex square, you need to just square this x. Because in Ex, we have this thing. This is 1. Because this is 1. So for power 2, we have this power 2. We need this quantity for the variance. So this is the formula of variance. This result minus square of mean. So we use this formula to calculate variance of probability distribution. And you all know probability can never be negative. You know, when we have a small number of events, we go for simple probability. And when we have large number of events, we have two things. If probability is constant, then we go for binomial distribution and normal distribution. Binomial distribution and geometric distribution for discrete variables. And when probability is not constant, then we go for probability distribution. And there are some other conditions as well. For binomial, the conditions are different, the geometric conditions are different. We normally go for binomial and geometric if x verifies all the conditions of those models. So even when probability is constant, we go for probability distribution, like in this case. We did probability distribution, even probability is constant. But the situation was not matching with the binomial and geometric distribution here. So for large number of events, we have two options: probability distribution, like binomial distribution and geometric distribution, and simple probability distribution like this. So this is just for your understanding. So we were doing this, expectation is this and variance is this. Types of questions of this chapter. Type 1, probability distribution will be given. Like table will be given. So they will ask you find Ex and Vx. They normally ask these two things. So you can easily do these two things if you know the formulas. But this is very important, type 2 question. The construction of probability distribution. To construct probability distribution, we must know some methods, like probability methods. We know tree diagram, we must know sample space, we know possibility space, we know combinations as well. Use combination for random and without replacement events. We must know factorial method as well. So construction of probability distribution depends on these things. If you are good at combinations and probability, then you will be able to construct probability distributions easily. So the first part of this question is construct probability distribution, and the second part is find mean and variance. Now, how to construct probability distribution? For that, you have to follow these steps. Number one, you have to understand the variable x, and this is always defined in the question. So first, understand the meaning of x, Number 2, choose the values of x. Choose the limit of values of x, like where to start x from. So we must know the limit of values of x. And I will discuss this later in this lecture. And then choose method to calculate those values of x, probabilities of those values of x. And write the answers in fractions form in the table. So to construct probability distribution, we must know the meaning of x, which is always defined in the question. We must know the range of values of x, the limit of values of x, and we must know which method is suitable to calculate the probabilities of those values of x. And we always write probabilities in fractional form. Now, new possibility space diagram. You have done this possibility space diagram in O levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When two fair dice are thrown simultaneously, then we get these scores, and we write events like this 1, 1, 1, 2, and then we find the probability. But this is the new possibility space diagram, and these diagrams are used for repeated outcomes and for those outcomes which have unequal probabilities. For example, in this case, we use this possibility space since outcomes are repeated. So in these types of diagram, we mention the probabilities of the numbers. So this is the different thing of this possibility diagram, space diagram. We do mention the probabilities here because probabilities are different, and we do not take numbers with repetition. We write numbers without repetition. If we will write numbers with repetition, then there is no need to write these probabilities. If you will go for this possibility, then there is no need to write probabilities. You can just do this in normal way as you did in O levels, or you used to do in O levels. But if you don't take numbers with repetition, in some cases there is not possible to take numbers with repetition, because in some cases numbers are more, like for example these numbers in set A. So the events 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 9 times 5 makes 45. So these are a lot of events. So it will be very difficult to make a possibility space with repetition. So when you take numbers without repetition, then you have to mention the probabilities of the numbers like this. Here we have just one operation, addition. So 1 plus 1 makes 2, 1 plus 2 makes 3, 1 plus 3 makes 4, and so on. Now if you need probability of number 2, this number 2, you just need to multiply probabilities of these two numbers, 1 and 1. Like 2 upon 5 times 3 upon 6 will give you probability of this number. If you need probability of these two 4s, if the question is find probability of 4, so we have this 4 and this 4. So probability of this 4 will be 2, 5 into this, plus probability of this 4 will be 3, 5 into this. So this is the way to find probability number 4. Since there is just one operation, see, as there was just one operation, this sum, addition, therefore I did not list the outcomes. I did not make this possibility space 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 4, and so on. When there is just one operation, you can just go for that operation. So as there was just one operation, that is the sum of numbers, therefore we do not list the outcomes to get the required value of x. We directly use the operation and we just write the scores. And these are the possible values of x. When you will construct the table, x will take these values 2, 3, 4, 5. What if we had two or more operations, for example addition and multiplication? Then we will go for this possibility space. We had to construct this possibility space. 1, 1, 1, 3. We had to list the outcomes like this. So if there are 2 or more operations, then always list the outcomes. If there is just one operation, then always go for this possibility space. Just do this operation, 1 plus 1 makes 2. Now example of this is here. Possibility space diagram for this. Since we have to find product and sum, that is why I listed all the possible outcomes. So this is set A and this is set B. And we have to mention the probabilities because we are not taking numbers with repetition. We are taking numbers without repetition. Now product is 2, so we have to check the numbers. So when we will multiply these two, we'll get 2. When we will multiply these two, we'll get 2. So these are 2 possible outcomes for product 2. So probability of this number will be 1 upon 5 times this. And probability of this outcome will be 1 upon 5 times this. Similarly, for sum 2, choose the options. This one, and this one. There are 3 outcomes which will give you sum 2. For this outcome, probability is 3, 5 times 1 upon 6. For this, it should be 1, 5 times this. For this, it should be 1, 5 times this. So when there are 2 operations, then go for this possibility space. List the outcomes. When there is just one operation, then you can do the operation directly. So make sure you remember this and this, both the concepts. Now the next thing is how to choose the value of x. Here the values of x are very simple. Here the values of x are 2, 3, 4 and 5. But what if we don't have that possibility space? Then, and if we have to choose the values of x, then we have to understand the situation well or carefully. Now this is the situation. We have 5 girls and 3 boys, and we have to choose 4 students from 8, and must understand x. X means the number of girls. Now make the range of values of x in this way. So we need 4 students, 4 people. So first try to take 4 girls. So if we take 4 girls, so check the number of girls. They are 5. So this is possible. We can have 4 girls. I mean, we need 4 people and we can have all 4 girls. So the maximum value of x is 4. So when girls are 4, then there will be no boy. So the maximum value of x is 4. Now try to take the minimum girls. For minimum value of x, try to take minimum number of girls or no girl. If girls are 0, if we try this number, then the problem is boys are 3. So we cannot have 4 boys. So the minimum value of girls will be 1 because maximum number of boys are 3. So we can have maximum 3 boys. Altogether we need 4 people. So we must have at least 1 girl. So the minimum value of x is 1, whereas the maximum value of x is 4. So this is the way to decide the values of x. So x can take 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now how to find the probability of these values? You should use combination because here selections are random and without replacement. I discussed these things in combinations and in probability especially. You do this chapter after probability. So I'm using combination. So for 1 girl and 3 boys, I should use 5C1 for 1 girl and for 3 boys 3C3, and we need total 4 out of 8, so 8C4. And write your answer as a fraction form and never reduce fractions. What if you need this probability, x2? This means 2 girls and 2 boys. So it should be 5C2, 3C2, 8C4. This will give you 6 upon 14. Don't simplify this fraction. Just copy this here as it is. And check the total. The total is always 1. So this is the way to decide the value of or values of x. I hope this lecture will help you to understand the concepts of probability distribution well. I am extremely thankful to Miss Fiza who helped me to make this lecture. May Allah Pak bless her always. Ameen. An important advice, be positive. Good luck and best of luck. Allah Hafiz.